Both teams unchanged from their semi-final success. So it's Gooch and Robinson, Athey, Gatting, Lamb, Embury, Downton, De Freitas, Foster, Hemmings and Small. Two spinners involved, Embury and Hemmings. And Australia, the well-known partnership now of Marsh and Boone, the stroke makers, Dean Jones, Border, Valletta, Waugh and O'Donnell, Greg Dyer keeping wickets, Craig McDermott, Tim May, one off-spinner, and Bruce Reid. The umpires from Pakistan, Mahbub Shah, and from India, Mr. Gupta. So we'll join now the last ball, the second over, Small to Marsh, the score 9 for no wicket. Lovely shot. Beautiful shot that by Geoff Marsh. Despairing dive by De Freitas. 4 more runs to Australia. A really profitable over that. 11 runs off that over from Gladstone Small. And Australia sees an early initiative. Their score is now 13 for no wicket. And we've had 2 overs. De Freitas. That's going to be 4 runs. David Boone very quick to pick up anything short. A really ebullient type of stroke maker, never holds back, never hesitates. And we have a beautiful outfield here, the ball racing away just behind square on the offside. Very good half stop that by Alan Lamb at cover. Crowd are beginning to warm to this performance by Australia, these 2 openers. 4 more to David Boone. Another no ball by Gladstone Small.
So already 1 over of extras for no balls from Gladstone Small, 1 from De Freitas, no wide from De Freitas. That's an over gone already. England can't afford to do that much longer. You don't want to be giving above 1 over or 1.5 overs. We saw what happened when West Indies did it to England with 22 extras. That was the decision between the match. At the end of the game, 22 decided the match. So the pressure now on the remaining bowlers not to bowl no balls and wides. Is now to Boone and a miss it up there, and unfortunate there, the ball just lobbing up and dropping between De Freitas there and Valletta. That really was unfortunate for De Freitas. Well, I made no mistake with that one though. De Freitas pitching short this time, not a bouncer. Boone very quick onto that through mid-wicket for 4 runs. You really don't want to be bowling short at either side of the wicket to David Boone.
No, great shot this. Rocking onto the back foot. Was short, but not all that. And the slow bowler that we thought would be introduced, but not Embury, Eddie Hemmings. It's too fast for Foster down on the square leg boundary. So 4 more runs.
Yes, he gets that away. Nice and fine. And again, the England bowlers straying in line more than anything else. And Geoff Marsh very quick to bring the bat down and sweep through that and beating the short fine leg. 4 more to Australia. 6 off the over, and they may well discuss the 2 off spinners. That's John Embury there with Eddie Hemmings.
Yes, again, Hemmings just hurrying down that leg side, and unfortunately for him, Geoff Marsh not quite middling the ball, going off a semi-edge, which made the ball go fine. And 4 runs. Probably if it had middle of the ball, it would have gone straight to the deep square man.
There's a section of the huge crowd, not quite full on the uncovered top decks, but pretty nearly. What a marvellous sight it is.
Been bowled by Neil Foster at 24. Australia 75 for the loss of the first wicket, and we're in the 18th over.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Foster's managed to produce a wicket-taking ball when England have needed one on a few occasions, and none more vital than this. That was a fine delivery. Pitched round about the off the middle and just took the off stump out. Perfect length, and Marsh absolutely beat.
And the new batsman is Dean Jones. 99 for 1, and that's due for 90,000 to start anticipating the applause. And also that's David Boone's half century at the same time. Well played, David Boone. 50 off 87 balls. And remember how he blasted the new ball with 6 fours early on. It's his 13th 50 in one-day internationals. Beautifully placed. Alan Lamb is down there on the fine side, and David Boone steered that just behind point. And that was 4 runs all the way.
Change of bowling at the High Court end. Eddie Hemmings returned in place of John Emburey. 135 for 1. And that's swung away on the leg side. And that's carried for 6. Dean Jones picking that up. Just in front of square.
This is Gooch. The batsman is Jones.
Oh, Dean Jones there going for a big hit, just clearing Gatting. There's been changes in field placing there. Gatting's been at long off for Boone. Goes up for Jones and puts mid-on back, but Jones taking Gatting on that time as soon as he came up, just getting it over his head at mid-off.
Lovely shot. Exactly where he wanted. 150 up off 221 deliveries, the last 50 off 57.
That's out, yes, the wicket for Eddie Hemmings. Dean Jones just pushing through that, and Bill Hapley there, who's feeling so well in that short mid-wicket position, makes no mistake. So that's a good wicket for England. Dean Jones caught Hapley, bowled Eddie Hemmings for 33, and we're in the 37th over.
It's Dean Jones caught in no man's land there. Didn't really go for the slog. Just in pushing it. Keep over, looking to flick it wide of Hapley, but nice low catch. There's the score, 151 for 2 with Dean Jones out, and Craig McDermott being promoted.
Well, Eddie Hemmings firing down the leg side there, and not giving Downton much of a chance. Well, that's what McDermott was sent in for. Straight away picking Hemmings up to deep square leg for 4 runs. Gooch and McDermott. Oh, and a tremendous blow there, the catch. Gooch got both hands to it, and the ball still sped to the long off boundary. And that's the dangerous thing there. Graham Gooch could easily have got a broken finger, and that would have been a blow for England.
Yes, this ball came back like a rocket.
Well, That's well bowled, Gooch. Right up there, full length. That's what he's been aiming at. He bowled 2 low full tosses while he was doing that, but this time get it just right.
Big round of applause for 2 reasons. One, the outgoing batsman there, McDermott, being bowled. Entertainment he's given the crowd, and the other, a big reception to the new batsman, Alan Border. You see this, giving it everything he could. A little bit of footwork. Didn't hit straight, though. Good Yorker, hitting leg and middle.
And McDermott bowled Gooch for 14. 166 for 2-3 now. And we're in the 38th over. It's in the air this time again, and miss it. Downton's under it, and he's done well to catch that. That was a good catch by Paul Downton. He was going around in circles a bit at the finish, but he managed just to cling on. So wicket there for Eddie Hemmings. Boone caught Downton, bowled Hemmings for 75.
And Hemmings bowled a slower ball this time. I always think the slower ball is more likely to get the wicket top edge. And everyone's shouting, suddenly Downton has to throw up his hat. I'm very pleased that he's had a bit of luck on this tour, because not everything's stuck. Oh, lovely shot. However well you know Alan Border's play, and you know how beautifully he plays that shot, it's almost impossible to avoid bowling to it. Hemmings pushing it through. And there it is. That's the World Cup. 2 more balls left for Eddie Hemmings. Well, he just fed that. Just fed the Border cut. Up comes the 200. The applause is for that, and Ray Illingworth and I will take a look at the England bowling figures just to discuss the possibilities over the next 7 overs, sorry.
Well, the important thing now, of course, for England is not to lose the cool. They've got to be organised. They've got to really keep bowling the ball where they wish to bowl it and where the field is set. You cannot stop Australia scoring 5-6 runs and over, but what you've got to try and limit them is not to be in 10 and 12 and over.
Slower ball, shorter ball, faster bat. Good shot by Mike Paletta. Really waited for that, and I think Foster tried to bowl a slow ball, which, to be fair to him, Jack, he's bowled extremely well during the competition.
Yes, he has, and if a bowler's got the courage to try and bowl it at this stage of the game, well, if he happens to get it wrong, no real criticism, because so many bowlers just run up and let it go and tend to lose their heads, but that was a planned piece of bowling, and, well, they don't always come off.
Beautifully played. Quite a revelation, Mike Paletta's form. They'll take on Robinson. Oops, they don't. Poor Alan Border had to go. Good fielding by Robinson. Nothing spectacular, but absolutely safe. A good, safe pickup, a very accurate throw, and Alan Border, setting off for the second run, was sent back by Valletta.
That's what some England supporters think about it. There goes Alan Border, run out for 31. Being passed by new batsman Steve Waugh. And Border played well and did a good job for his side. 166 for 3, 168 for 4. Now 241 for 5, so that partnership worth 73. It did re-establish a momentum which was starting to flag a little bit one more over after this last one of Embury to come.
That one's found the gap. Quite a new game for the bowlers. The sort of ball that Philip de Freitas would bowl most days of his life, and someone might pad up. But if you give a batsman any width at all here, especially in the last over, the bat will be flailing away at it. Mike Valletta, well played. He's 43 not out. 251 for 5. Graham Gooch. So a good total there, 253 for 5 by Australia, and based on some excellent partnerships, 75 Boone and Marsh, 76 Boone and Jones, and 73 Border and Valletta. 253 for 5. And the England bowling, well, I'm afraid de Freitas and Small failed this time round, and 6 bowlers used in all. The best of them was Neil Foster, 10 overs, 1 for 38. So England requiring 254 at a rate of 5.08 per over. Let's join the innings. The first over, the 4th ball, and McDermott is bowling to Robinson. Might well be out. First ball. So Australia are on their way. Tim Robinson, poor man, suffers the mortification of being out first ball in front of this 100,000 crowd, and Jack Bannister can take a look at that.
Well, little doubt about this. Pitched on or outside off stump, just nipping back, and there's Robinson caught, as so often he is, in no man's land, in front, middle and leg. Really up to umpire Gupta had a simple decision to make there, so you cannot really have a more disappointing World Cup final than that, a first baller. Tim Robinson, LBW to McDermott for naught, England 1 for 1, and the new batsman Bill Affey.
This is Bruce Reid. Left arm over the wicket, of course. 2 slips, a gully. Bowls to Graham Gooch. That's well bowled, so by Border. Oh, Affey was late coming. And yes, AB, you know, don't you, if that could possibly have been straight.
I think Affey was short of the ground here. In fact, well short. Where is he? Come on. Didn't matter by that time.
Well, there was more than a flick of the wrist about that from Bill Affey. Very fine shot. Timing did it, and that went just behind square and beat Bruce Reid. 4 runs.
Fine shot by Gooch this time. That's his favourite area. Full length on the stumps. He's slightly across the line, but he just played that shot extremely well. 4 runs to Gooch. Short this time, and Gooch swings that away. Wide of McDermott at fine leg. No chance at all of getting round to that. They've gone across the natural angle again. There's a shout. Well, the Australians seem to think that was out, but Affey moved, and also the umpire moved. Disappointment on the face of Bruce Reid there.
Well, everyone except 2 people thinking there's an edge. Useful delivery again. Angling across. Graham Gooch. He's on 20 to face. First ball bowled by Simon O'Donnell. Now Steve Waugh is coming. Steve Waugh.
You swatting that away to square leg. No trouble at all. And one thing Steve Waugh's got to do on this pitch, he's got to bowl a full length. There's nothing for short.
He's bowled well in the tournament and twice has bowled decisive final overs earlier on in the qualifying matches. Now it is Simon O'Donnell to join the attack, so we should have had 4 bowlers used.
Well, playing the penalty there for straying down the leg side, and that's the easiest shot to play. You can use the pace of the ball, just turn the wrists, and away it goes down to fine leg. 4 more runs.
Yes, length good, direction not.
50 coming out for England after 82 balls. The Australians made 50 off 62 balls early in the morning, but then they had a slow spell after that, so England have just got a chance now, if they can accelerate, of getting somewhere near what the Australians were at 20 over mark.
That was a lovely throw. Jeff Marsh there. You know, I watched the Australians practicing yesterday with Bob Simpson out there, and they formed a big circle and they threw at the non-striker's stumps just like that. Athy in, but it's become one of the most important arts in one-day cricket. One was an art that might have been ignored more or less in the days when Ray Illingworth was playing. Oh, that was a brilliant stop. Well, if Australia win this by 2, I think Simon O'Donnell can rightly raise his hand and say I had something to do with that.
Yeah, it's a brilliant piece of feeling. I believe he does play Australian rules as Simon O'Donnell. So that was Australian rules at its best.
That may be out. And Simon O'Donnell has got the wicket that all Australia wants, with all of you watching in down there, I believe Western Australia and Southern Australia, and by the sound of it, the whole of Calcutta too. And from England's point of view, it was too much to ask Graham Gooch to be a man of the match 4 times running. Done so much to get England to the final, but now it's Gooch, LBW Bull McDermott.
Yes, Gooch getting across the line again. Just a straight ball. You can see the bat coming from gully to mid-wicket there. And that was the main reason he missed it. Just affect his timing slightly. If you're fractionally out when you're playing across the line like that, you pay the penalty.
Mike Gatting is the new batsman. Change of bowling. Tim May, the South Australian, playing just his 6th one-day international. That's a great shot. 1 bounce 4.
Well, there's no way that Mike Gatting will allow an off-spinner to bowl at him with no man out, either mid-off or long on. I think straight away that's brought a change in the field and placings. Mid-on being pushed back now. Mid-off as well, in fact. And that looks a better field now. Just the 3 men on the offside.
It was rather lethargic running, especially as Dean Jones was there. Quite an opportunist, Jones. In fact, 3 runs to Mike Gatting from the reverse sweep. A shot once criticised by Peter May, the England chairman of selectors. Atty Gatting just escaped Greg Dyer. Yeah, I know, it was so close, Greg, but that's the way they're going one-day cricket, and no slip there, of course. Well, there's plenty of field out there to protect Tim May, and a couple of fielders out to catch. That's in the air. It's over. 6. Steve Waugh caught it brilliantly, and as he caught it, he was taken across the line with it, and there's some excitement for this crowd.
Yes, he had the choice to take the catch or palm it over for 6 anyway, and he made the right decision.
England's 100 coming up off 150 balls. There are 2 buildings there, in case you didn't know. The back is the government secretariat, and the old red one, red and cream, is the High Court. Hence the High Court end, from which Simon O'Donnell is bowling at the moment. Oh, more overthrows. Now that was extreme carelessness by Australia. Well, if that doesn't throw away hard work, I really don't know what does. Very disheartening for Simon O'Donnell, the bowler. I think he can claim no justice.
Alan Broad has decided to try and give himself at least one extra option by coming under bowl himself.
Well, wicket straight away. Mike Gatting trying to play the reverse sweep shot. But that's the first time he's made a mistake on this tour when he's played it. So what a breakthrough for Alan Border. Mike Gatting caught by Dyer behind the wicket of Alan Border for 41. 135 for 3 now in the 32nd over.
Well, what can you say? Captain against captain, we said, and there goes one of them. What a way to go. First ball, there it is, pitching too far outside his leg stump.
But the incoming batsman, Alan Lamb, and this is the last of England's specialist batsmen, so really a lot depends on these 2 now. And Steve Waugh now taking over at the pavilion end. Oh, that's a fine shot, that. Just short of a length. A no ball call as well, so that's an extra bonus. Whipped through mid-wicket by Alan Lamb, 4 runs. Happy on 49 then, and Alan Border to bowl to him. And that's 50 for Bill Happy. Alan Lamb going for a quick second and getting home. Well played, Bill Happy. He's had to work pretty hard. Timing has never really come easy to him, but he's stuck it out there. He's got to keep going for quite a while yet if England are going to win this match. So 51 to Bill Happy. A fine shot there by Alan Lamb. Alan Border giving a bit of weight and just beating the fielders down at square 3rd man. Read the new bowler now from the pavilion end. Oh, nicely timed shot there by Happy. Just pushed away, but there'll be 2 or 3 in this. Have to be quick. And it's been given now. Well, that was it. Happy really wasn't going for that 3rd. Terribly disappointed with himself. It's a good throw, but really there's no way he should have been run out on that 3rd run there.
Well, that's a tragedy for England. That's a waste of a lot of hard work there, but I wouldn't be certain if he looked out from here. You can never tell. It's something you'd have to see again. It's very close. Steve Waugh was the fielder. Fine shot. Is running away from Moore. He did misfield it, but half stop it. Stayed behind it. Now watch the throw. Well, I don't think you can tell from behind the back of Bruce Reid.
Paul Downton, of course, the new batsman. He's not had really a chance to play a proper knock on this tour, but he's a pretty capable player in his own right. That's in the air. Oh, McDermott just getting his hands to it, but that would have been a marvellous catch if it had been able to hang on. I think really I would rather put down as well tried. Diving forward is a very difficult thing to do.
Well, it's always the feeling that you're just about to have a Stuart Surrey sandwich or whatever make the ball is, a kookaburra sandwich, because it's a brave thing to dive in, and Craig McDermott actually got his hands into it, punched it out.
Down the wickets in the air, and he's caught. Really a suicide shot there by Downton. Simon O'Donnell, the fielder, on the long-off boundary. So Alan Border claimed his second wicket. Paul Downton caught Simon O'Donnell, bowled Alan Border for 9. 188 for 5 now, and we're in the 42nd over.
It was a predetermined shot. Paul Downton aiming straight, but never quite to the pitch of it, never the weight on the front foot, and it ended up a bit of a scoop. Simon O'Donnell, no trouble at all, lovely reversed hands, and takes the ball easily.
And the new batsman coming in is John Embury.
Oh, that's a wonderful shot by Alan Lamb.
Lovely shot.
200s up. Steve Waugh to Alan Lamb.
Well, there we are, the gentle medium pace of Steve Waugh. The bounce of this pitch has got slower and lower. There's the end of a brave innings for Alan Lamb. 45. Last one for England. Well, who knows? What a tour he's had.
Well, Waugh actually does get a little bit of movement off the seam there. Comes back into Lamb.
And De Freitas, he's unleashed a few thunderbolts with the bat on this tour.
Not too many, though. He's going miles out. A little bit of suicide.
David Boone, the fielder. Little doubt now whose sympathies the crowd there with Australia. John Embury, a brave try, but having to take what turned out to be a fatal risk. Hitting it fairly hard, but you just can't afford a dot ball. McDermott, virtue of pitching it up, restricts the area that Embury can hit it in. Good pick-up by Boone. Good throw. And McDermott does the rest.
Neil Foster. ...34 runs, 16 balls. That's in the air. 4 runs to Philip De Freitas. Wide of extra cover. There's no way that De Freitas is going to hold back now. 30 runs to win off 15 balls. Well, that's gone many a mile. What a hit. That's gone many a mile up the terrace, right behind the bowler's arm, over the top of the side screen. Well, what a blow that was by De Freitas. 6 runs, the target reduces to 24, now required off 14 balls. McDermott. Another 4. Mid-wicket, 4 runs. Well, this is astonishing. Absolutely amazing. 19 to win, 10 balls. That could be out. Yes, it's caught. Good catch, Bruce Reid.
This is how it ended. Going for the big one again. Picking the tallest man in the game, Bruce Reid.
6 balls left in this innings, 17 runs to make. That's the ball of Batsman. That's one out of the way, says Alan Border. Someone has to hit a boundary, or 2, or 3. Yes. 16 runs to win. 5 balls to go. Australia now so close. Gone somewhere. Mid-wicket. Two runs to Foster. But it's all getting a little bit too late. 14 to win, 4 balls. Another single. And that's in vain, I think. Now, 3 balls left, and you don't have to be a betting man to fancy Australia now.
Well, you've only got to look at the wides and no balls handed over by England. Australia gave some overthrows back, but really, some of the England batsmen will look at the final decisive margin and just wonder how they got out, why they got out, when they got out. That's one-day cricket. Australia now on the verge.
Just a single. Two balls left. 2 sixes will win it. Australia are now 2 balls, or maybe 1, from victory. It's along the ground. It'll be another single. That's going to be it. They must have the last ball. It might be a no ball. You might have a wide. You never know what's going to come.
Just had 4 of his teammates go to him and suggest that a no ball wouldn't be a good idea. Anything other than a no ball or a wide will do. Let him hit you for 6.
So really all over. What a cheer. Noble effort by Foster. His job's bowling, not batting. Picked up on the deep cover boundary by Valletta. They take 2 and listen to the acclaim to be cheered by 90,000 spectators at Eden Gardens, Calcutta, and take your first World Cup. That is Australia's joy and England's misery. Well, I'm not sure if misery is the right word, because this match has been played in tremendous spirit. Great friendship and rivalry between these teams, but the caption says it all. Australia wins the Lions Cup. So after that shock start, when Robinson went to his very first ball, reasonable repairs done by Gooch and Gatting, a longer innings by Bill Athey before being run out, which was quite a crucial incident, that, and then the flourish from Lamb at the end, and the desperate effort by De Freitas, all in vain, because Australia won by 7 runs, England's total 246. The bowling, well, I thought that the seamers bowled best for Australia. Waugh especially, 9 overs, 2 for 37. O'Donnell, excellent, 10 overs, 1 for 35. But very useful intrusion indeed by Alan Border. His 7 overs, 2 for 38. The man of the match was David Boone. Australia carried away the Reliance World Cup and £30,000. And let's hear now what the captains had to say about that after the match.
So proud of the fellas. It's just been fantastic. A great 6 weeks, and the boys thoroughly deserve it.
Bobby Simpson was telling me yesterday that you'd worked hard at it, and did you see the evidence of that today?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. The boys have played a very, very consistent game of one-day cricket right throughout the whole tournament. We're always going to be hard to beat. We had our moments where we started to get a bit shaky with our fielding in particular, but I think overall it was just a superb performance.
What about your opening batsmen? They had a tremendous start when you won the toss and batted first.
Oh, well, they've been like that the whole 6 weeks. Just about every game they've got us off to a great start. And when they're doing that, it takes a lot of pressure off the middle order. You can knock it around, and always are short of getting a reasonable sort of total. And our bowlers have responded very well, in particular in the last 2 games against good opposition. They've kept them down to under 250, which is a tremendous effort.
Yep. England, I suppose, over the last 18 months anyway, have had, excuse the pun, the Indian sign on you, but that's gone.
Well, today, I mean, it was a one-off tournament, and we've won the final of the World Cup. It was just absolutely fantastic. But I still rate the England team very highly. But certainly, it's a little bit back for losing the Ashes and the one-day series in Australia last year.
I was a bit disappointed this morning when we bowled badly to start with, but we managed to drag it back. And then just in the last 4 overs, I think they got about 10 too many. We bowled a few no balls and that. I was hoping we'd keep them down to about 2-3-5. In the end, they got 2-5-4. But I always felt we had a chance. Bill Atty and Graham Gooch played very well. Then Alan Lamb and myself kept it going. But unfortunately, we kept losing wickets at the wrong time. But, the Australians played very well. It was a good toss to win. They batted very well. They fielded well. And they kept going. And as I said at the start, they're a good side at the moment.